Please tell me this is the end of the world.
I just want to point out that that's a very odd statement for someone to say.
That's clearly being funny.
And here, a lot of people not. Why don't you pause it?
Oh, 1 second. I'll go back.
Because a lot of people might not be able to see the 5 lights. You got kind of pointed out to them. Yeah, so you got the two.
So
we have 2 flares. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have. All right, so we have the 2 very, very distinct flares. Now, these we recognize, right? They
Those
act
were
like
fired
flares.
Yeah, those
Right.
were fired by artillery. Like those are actual, like artillery, or maybe even a mortar. They had artillery and they had a couple of mortars that were, set up at this time period for this field training exercise.
Okay. And these are the flares that you would have more training with, right?
It's the same ones that we fire in combat. But yeah, those are what indirect fire illumination rounds look like. Most likely fired from like an 80 millimeter, 120 millimeter mortar, or maybe even like a 105 or 120 millimeter howitzer. I don't know if they have 120s in the Marine Corps, but probably the 105.
Okay. But right below it, about maybe 6 inches, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and they're still here. Now they have significantly either backed up or the orientation is just so dramatically different that that the camera position is altering our perspective to a degree where we think that it's further away. But still, these things, Grider, I gotta ask, flares. Now, granted, if they were dropped from an Osprey or not, why would they still all be in the same? Now, they could be falling together, right, at the same rate of speed, but why are they still in the same perfect formation and not like we saw in the other videos when they start trailing out?
They're not. If you want to go to picture number 16 in the media tab, you can see the exact photo of the flares, and you can see this is from the FOIA. This is from the FOIA release, and you see I've got a collage, a pretty high resolution.
And I just want to preface. I want to push back on these FOIA photos. I have a whole.
These are the photos here.
These are FOIA photos. I have a whole tranche of research that I hope we can get to, which I am claiming proves.
Bruh, I'll stay here all goddamn night.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
All right, but let's go. Let's go.
These are the FOIA photos taken from the training village 17 miles away from Camp Wilson, allegedly, at the same time.
But
I can't argue this conspiracy angle. Like, this is like the.
Well, you can argue the points that I'll make. I'll make my specific points why I think these are fake.
Hold on.
And then you can retort those.
Hold on. Are these? I'm sorry. I think I'm confused.
These are 6 different photos
of that night.
Of that exact night, fired from the opposite side of that mountain. These were taken by a Marine Corps journalist, or it's like the job in the Marine Corps. Maybe it's public affairs office, PAO. Yeah. So you see the top 3 are the IR flares. And
no, they're not IR flares. IR flares are invisible to the naked eye.
100%. No, they're not. I've already proven that, Arthur. I mean, I don't know how. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I don't think we have to.
I mean, I can go on and I have 3 more videos showing IR flares visible, and 2 of them are in a daylight setting. So if you want to,
check your sources.
Okay. Well, then let's go on and go to the videos right now, Tyler. Go to video number. It's right up. Go to video number 14. Video 14. This is by ATK. This is a manufacturer of Lu-19 IR flares, and this is
I want to see the description. Let's start by looking at. I want to look at the description.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll find the point of drop while you show the description, maybe.
So for more than 40 years,
ATK has.
Can you read it?
Yeah, I will. For more than 40 years, ATK has produced illuminating devices for search and rescue, military support, and border patrol. ATK flares are instrumental in providing warfighters with technology that gives them the cutting edge in the battlefield, aids search and rescue operators as they save lives, as well as many other applications. Produced to illuminate in both the visible and infrared spectrum, these innovative products are used by the government and commercial entities in more than 25 countries.
Ty, this is the wrong video. I'm sorry, man. Like I mean, I must have linked the wrong video. This is the wrong. Like this isn't the right video. So
what's in this?
Wait.
I mean,
so
it's
you're probably talking
like
about
a
this
compilation.
one. Then.
No, I think that that's a flare burning on the ground that I included just to point out the fact that they only drop these over deserts. If you give me a second, well, if you give me some time, I'll go back to my YouTube and I'll find the specific video and we can go back.
Well, we can come back to this. Let's get through these videos. Yeah. You know, we're gonna come back to a lot of stuff once we get through the videos.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna pull the videos back up. Sorry, guys. Okay. Location. This is the one after, right?
I think it's location A and location B are the last two videos, and then the response video. Yeah, this is the last video of the
flares. Those are flares.
Yeah. Hey, yo. I think they know we're looking at them.
Yo, what the fuck?
Oh, shit! Hey, wait. Is that SpaceX? What is that? Like?
Yo, what the fuck? Those are flares. Those are flares.
Yeah. Those are flares. We know those are flares, but what the fuck are those bright lights?
Pause it.
Yeah, we know. Those are flares. Oh.
So, several of them say, those are flares. We know those are flares, but what the fuck are those bright lights? I think is the exact quote.
And again, where they're staying in that same formation. They have
go back a little bit. This isn't very clear right there. Go back.
Here's one thing to point out too is that when you're firing an indirect fire, when you're firing like an illumination round, it produces debris when it separates. When that round separates and opens up to where it's a parachute flare, you know, it's like there's some debris. Like there's stuff that could get caught inside of an aircraft air intake that would potentially bring an aircraft down. So they would never clear like an artillery gun to shoot an illumination round up over a potentially, you know, manned or unmanned aircraft. It just would not happen. It would not happen. It would never happen.
So what you're saying is
you can see all 5 lights there. Yeah.
So and actually in this video, one light does seem to have dropped.
Exactly. And if you compare that to the famous photo, of the low light iPhone photos that you were showing earlier, it's the same configuration. Yes, right here. Exactly. So that's this shape,
which is interesting. Us our V.
Yeah, which
definitely
is
not the same shape.
interesting because we have two videos of roughly the exact same time, because the flares are up in the air, and that only lasted like 1 minute that they had footage of that. So why are we seeing a drastic change in the shape? If in other words, the only reason the shape could be changing so drastically if it was at the same time is because it's a function of perspective, meaning that the two different locations on the base are, say, like 300 yards away from each other to the left and right, and it's that perspective change that's causing the shift in the shape of the video, not the actual lights changing themselves.
Hey, so one thing I want to point out to the people that are watching is that I'm not a debunker. I'm actually a believer. I'm a skeptic, but I've had in basic training, I had a triangular craft fly about 35 feet over my head. So like, I'm not a debunker. This is not, I know it may seem like I am right now, but I probably should have said that at the beginning, but
yeah, I mean, listen, I've had intelligence community people come up to me and tell me this is a training exercise, and that I shouldn't be wasting my time, essentially. Multiple, but then others that have said that there's something else going on here and that it is something. So it seems that there's a clear disconnect between this case and the narrative that is going around. So I do want to get into the military response a little bit later, and that aspect, but I'm sorry, someone just walked in, so I kind of lost my train of thought there. But my big thing about this is, how are these guys? Is there any situation, Grider, where these people staged at Camp Wilson would not be informed of a base-wide drill?
I mean,
does that make sense to you?
Want to get into it now? Like, I've got I have the exact. Okay, give me a second to pull up. So, I have the exact number of aircraft that were in the air.
Well, no. You're diverting. What his question is: would the men at Camp Wilson be, in your opinion, would the soldiers who were getting ready to go to bed that night be informed of a massive training exercise that night?
That's the question. Yes.
If they were not a part of it, probably not. Probably not. Like this, like maybe the officers, but like, why would they announce if there's other units? Like, they got done with their stuff for the day. Like, why would they be, hey guys, y'all have been out training all day. You're tired. Oh, well, hey, like, let's have a debriefing about what some other unit's doing. No, like, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care at all.
So you think if it was separate units, they wouldn't know what
absolutely
separate units are doing? Well, you don't know that it was absolutely separate units, but
I mean, that unit would be out there.
Yeah, I just find it, and 50 again. That's liberally we're saying 50, because I think that area, I've been trying to look into it, but it houses, I think Arthur and I, what was it, like somewhere upwards of 300?
I couldn't get you the exact numbers of people, but I would say in the hundreds that probably witnesses.
If it was full.
Yeah.
So
we have hundreds of witnesses though. Like, I think that's a little bit reckless to say,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just saying that it seems very weird that from the people that have come forward and from the sounds that you hear in some of the videos, like the chaos that you can hear in the back, not chaos. It's not like they're freaking out, but you can hear a lot of people like,